Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cultists, episode 6 of season 2, Power Word Kill After Party. We're so glad you're here. And we have a very special guest tonight. Of course, Brianna is here with me. So for those of you who might be joining us new, Brianna is the co-writer and director of the Cultists. I'm the co-writer, producer, and creator of the show, and I also play Steve. I also play Steve. But we have with us tonight, very special. We're so glad that he is joining us, Sky. Now, Sky has also 2 major roles in this because he plays Dave, and then also he is the guy who wrote the Cultists theme song that we all know and love. So, welcome, Sky.
Thank you for having me on the show.
It is great for you to be here, and I'm sure that people will have questions and things like that. Let's see, we got people coming in. See, Left Spin is here. Welcome, Left Spin. Great to see you. We've got Jason. Jason, fun as always. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Left Spin says she is so patient with him. You talking about Acantha? There, we were talking about
that's what I assumed
as that was playing. So we're going to talk about that. Woohoo! Left Spin says, "Hey, Sky and Brianna."
Skype.
What's up?
Skype. Oh, yep. Great song, Sky. See, everybody. I knew that people were going to be here. And Heather's here. Hi. Yes, welcome. So glad to have everybody tonight. Okay, so I now have the show ready. So if you, Sky, we just watch a few seconds and then we talk about it. So
live casual commentary, basically.
Live casual commentary, yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, Sky has already entered 10 times to win. Participants of the live stream.
Hey, look, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is there may or may not be a dice goblin in this house somewhere that likes the click clacks.
All right, so. Let's go.
At first, it was really hard without Rob around anymore. I woke up and I didn't know what to do. I stayed in bed for like 70 hours.
Then I thought to myself, what was Rob? We talked about this. We were like, did he actually do that? Because there's the implication of did Ben just like, is he exaggerating? Is that how he experienced it, or did he literally stay in bed for 70 hours? All our options.
I mean,
all are possible.
We all at one point or another.
I mean, grief. That's valid.
I'm not even sure that he understands the passage of time. Like, he just has this number. I stayed in bed for and he just it's like a lot to him. What's a lot? Like 70 hours I was in bed. Like, so I never even thought that that he is even able to comprehend.
Abdu, and I knew kill Steve. Okay.
Let's zoom out. This is great.
We made a lot of signs because these signs were made. Carol and I made these in the workshop, and we seemed like we have a lot of signs that we had to make for the Cultists because there were the signs for the coffee table. Steve has signs. There were signs. There were a lot of signs that were made for this. Left Spin says he must have slept long enough to get his spell slots back. Exactly. Yep.
Exactly.
70 hours would do it. What is that? Is that the donuts in front? It is. I had forgotten about that. Free coffee for people who want to kill Steve. There's the coffee and also the donuts. They're right there.
Continue the fight against Steve. This is my new purpose in life. This is my mission. I won't let Rob down.
The determination.
Yes.
Now we were back to the witches, and this is the redressed gaming room that's on the other side of this wall here.
Heath's house.
Yep, here at my house. So that's the gaming room. That's the one that we did the new pilot for the second season of Dinner and a Board Game in. And actually, there's even a video on the channel about how I converted that bedroom into a dungeon. So if you haven't seen that, that's on
into a dungeon.
Right? Yes.
Multiple and possible meanings there.
Heather says free coffee equals the great motivator. It does. So we thought that would be a great den for Shay. That that if we redressed the dungeon room, it would be a great one for Shay. Oh, and this was day one of filming. This wasn't the first scene. Yeah, it wasn't the first scene. We've already talked about what this first scene was, but this was the first day.
Cool. That's funny because that take it like spilled over more than the other takes, but it just worked. So she's like trying not to like make a mess.
Well, and we did that several times to get that. And that fizz is we had to do in Foley. So that fizz was actually something that was added in later.
Yeah.
Shay, I need your help.
Hey, Ben. What's up?
I need a spell to kill Steve.
That escalated.
You know how to kill people with magic, right?
Well, yeah, I've helped a couple people shuffle off the mortal coil, but that doesn't really seem your speed. What if we just did a spell to give him a really, really bad day? I know this one that makes hair grow until it's bursting.
Oh, I got
one where you have hair.
I got a comment. A little bit. So some of this is her ideas. She told me when she came in, like while driving to set, she was like, I have these things. Can I say this? And can I say this? And so she had a lot of this is like her injecting her own personality as well. So just to pass that credit on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, that some of this wasn't actually in the script, but that she and Rachel and Glenn, were going back and forth and practicing a few different things before this.
All of your
I have to
fingers.
say my favorite curse. My favorite curse that she mentions is the cartilage curse that just hops from tooth to tooth and you can't quite. I related to that way more than I should have. The moment she said it, I was like laughing at all the other ones. I was like, oh yeah, you can get it out. And the moment she was like, I was like, man, that's too far. That's not nice.
That was definitely her improv. That definitely was improv for the win.
That is outstanding.
Well, this wouldn't even be considered improv because it was like just unscripted. Because I think she then did it consistently. Well, I think what it was we had to edit it down a little bit. I think there were like 4 things she said, and when they practiced it, we're like, we need it to just be 3. So I think that was the change. But yeah.
Oh. Then there's the cartilage curse. Oh, I love that one. Bit of beef that just hops between each tooth.
No. Okay, I will not stop until Steve is destroyed. It is my duty as protector of the cult.
Oh.
Lots of character growth here again for Ben.
What about that book Rob gave you? Doesn't it have spells?
She does this thing.
Yeah, it does.
We're interrupting quite a lot at the beginning.
No, it's fine.
But she this was something that she did consistently. If she was here, she would tell you about it. But like every time she said the word Rob, she would throw a little bit of annoyance or sarcasm into it. So like just the name itself annoys her.
It has kill spells.
What did I tell you? Looks like you have everything you need.
And in that take, he happened to just open he opened the book and just kind of turned, and he's on the class description of the wizard, and you can see it in that camera shot. He turned to the
How
wizard
about
place.
that?
Perfect.
That's dandy.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. As you can see, Steve is behind.
So
we get sign.
Another sign that I had to put together. So we should take a look here. So you can evaluate all the things that I put on the sign. So
appreciate all of Heath's work.
Steve, dog catcher, Sri Lankan drift from trade liberalization, my secret discussions with the lizard people.
So like articles or whatever.
Right, yeah. Some of them I just went and got news articles and things like that, and then I added other things that maybe Ben was thinking about. That's why we've got like EU Trans-Asiatic Partnership trade imbalance,
DMT
causing geopolitical distress, DMT, right, and interdimensional aliens, all caused by Steve Coleslaw.
Some of these are so
Coleslaw is one of my very favorites.
It's like things that are very out there and very like influential, big, important things, and then there's coleslaw and Crocs. It's like these,
And
the contrast between them is, it's pretty funny.
The
I think
rare
this
beetle
we-
causes.
What was that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I can't remember exactly. I can't remember if I did it or not, but I had a plan, and I think I did it like take one. But I was trying to make Brianna laugh by pulling off the glasses, being like mint ice cream. Geese. It all leads back to Steve.
Oh, wait, Sky, we have to tell this story.
Oh
we?
man,
have to
we
tell
do.
about this. I don't remember all the details.
Wow, yeah. First of all, I'll tell part of it, which is first of all, like throughout filming season 1 and season 2, I mean, we're at a park. There is wildlife happening around us, and there were regularly geese that they knew the moment we started filming, and they would just begin honking, just aggressively. I mean, honestly, like we owed them something. And so that is like there's a lot. I think it's actually in the bloopers for season 1 where you can hear Brennan, for those who don't know, the cameraman, going hold for geese quite a few times.
Hold for geese.
And yeah, and then there's the other thing.
We had a playful conflict, Sky and I, throughout this season, where it was just this ongoing. I can't remember what started it.
I started it because I was half panicking in an email, trying to get all the information together, and I was so worried that I had the schedules mixed up and that I wasn't going to be there when I was supposed to be, and just through half my panic, I jokingly threw out is this the actual time? Is this the actual day? Does anybody actually like mint ice cream? The world may never know.
Oh, and then I responded. Well, I don't remember what I said, but it was basically saying I was telling you that I liked mint ice cream, and so then that became a thing where you were like,
"Oh,
what did you call me, like a psychopath or something because I like mint ice cream?" Yeah. But it became this ongoing thing where we were trying to bring in mint ice cream whenever we could, puns and then I started messing with you with happy birthday as well.
So I thought the birthday thing was what
happy
you were
birthday.
Talking about. Well,
the little happy birthday.
Let's talk about that in a moment.
That were all over from when somebody celebrated.
Should we come back? Well, it was.
We'll come back to the birthday.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
Okay. So we said, is the beetle damage to Amish crop? I think I made that one up. I think that one is just something I thought of. But the one in the center there is scientists have new theory for what caused dinosaurs extinction. It's like Steve caused dinosaur distinctions. Could be geese caused.
Oh yeah, Steve. Definitely. That was definitely Steve.
Could have been.
Yeah. Well, no girlfriend, but that's the important, because when Ben showed up in season 1, he wanted more girls to be as part of the cult. So that's the reason we don't have a girlfriend
at all. The dog catcher, coleslaw, Crocs. He's even the reason we don't have girlfriends.
It all comes back to Steve.
Yeah, he's ruining everything.
If Rob were here, he wouldn't let this happen.
No, he wouldn't. But he's not. And I have to be our protector now. So I'm going to take Steve out.
How are you going to do that?
Do you remember how Rob said I was a wizard?
Yeah.
Well, I've been studying a lot. I'm going to cast Power Word Kill.
You can hear the geese in the background right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, whoa, good choice, dude. I always wanted to try that one. It'll be amazing. Probably.
I didn't notice it until you pointed out.
Now everybody's going to notice that.
I'll be proud.
Yeah.
Yep.
Steve won't know what hit him.
Oh, this scene. I love this scene.
I like this too. This was early on being Steve, I think. In the shoot schedule. And no, I was not actually rummaging through the actual park garbage. We brought a garbage bag, and I had garbage that we brought. So, and sometimes I wanted to see more of the eating. I was doing a lot of eating things out of the garbage, but I don't think a lot of that actually got into the actual.
Yeah, the scene is like there's a lot of practice that went into that, because then we did like a bunch of different angles as well to get all the different moments, and then getting like the pacing of it down. But then like you guys just had it like you got like a really good rhythm to it once we had all that practice in, and so it turned out really great. I really loved how this turned out.
Yeah, we did this a lot. I remember this whole scene. Molly says no park trash was harmed in the making of this season. Hey, but if eating park trash is what I had to do in order to get the show done, then do it.
There are a few lines you would cross on. You wouldn't.
Right. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Steve doesn't stand a chance.
Okay. Do you have all your spell components?
Yeah, it's somatic and verbal only.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm right behind you, man.
They just like
right,
step as if they were hidden.
Right. It's like Steve didn't notice them while they were over there hanging out.
You're in big trouble now. Prepare to meet your doom. Kill! Kill, kill, kill! What happened? I don't know. It just walked away.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I think
The
when
little-
we were.
I was gonna say the little he just walked away was also unscripted, that just like naturally came out, and so I was like, I had to put that take in. Anyway.
I think this whole scene with the Dungeons and Dragons spoof and all of this was something that was thought up really early on in season 2 while we were scripting and stuff like that. This scene came to me rather clearly early on.
Yeah, this is pretty. I think this is just your writing. This scene.
I think it may be. I think this was, and we originally had it up at the. We had it in the script. It was supposed to be up at the pavilion because instead of the tree, it was this pole in your way. But it became a tree. We moved it down here for some reason. I don't remember exactly. It is good for a variety of location, and that may have been why we did it. I don't know.
I think it was just something practical about how we were shooting it. I don't remember what.
It could have been.
You utter a word of power that can compel one creature you can see within range die instantly. All right. Could you see him?
Yeah, I could see him. He was standing right there.
Oh, was the tree in your line of sight?
No way. I just looked around it.
Okay. What's the range on the spell?
60 feet.
Okay, and how close were you?
It's hard to tell. We're not on a grid.
Here, look. Where were you standing?
Right here.
Take this.
Where were you standing?
Well, that's not moved since this happened.
Right. I haven't gone anywhere.
Stay here. I'm gonna go and stand by the garbage can where Steve was.
We really should have done this before casting the spell.
Nope. That's only 25 feet. You were well within range. Honestly, you could have killed him from like way over there.
That would have been better, actually. He smells pretty bad.
Yeah. All right. What else does it say?
If the creature you choose has 100 hit points or fewer, it dies. Otherwise, the spell has no effect. So, I don't know.
By Father Dagon! Steve has more than 100 hit points!
No way!
We'd have to hit him with a battle axe like 25 times to kill him.
No wonder it didn't work.
Do you remember that, Sky? I love the way that all of a sudden this comes to Dave. Like, oh my God, like he is struck out of the blue, the thunderbolt by this idea, and that it doesn't even connect a bit. No.
Yeah. I also like the fact that Davis is aware enough that like he can calculate like, oh, well, the reason this wouldn't work is if he's more powerful than we thought he was, but also has to count on his fingers how many times exactly he would have to be hit.
Yeah, that was a good touch.
That is another place where Dave and I share a bit of commonality because I also am garbage at math. So
Inner Light. That's funny. We got approval of that one. I'm glad.
Good.
Steve, rat bastard.
That's also unscripted.
That way it was so perfect.
I'm so amazed that you guys kept that in. That was another thing that had stayed around like the entire time we were filming, is we just kept trash talking Steve, and it got worse and worse.
That's true. There's a lot of those, like, because people would usually, especially for something like that, if it's unscripted, there's usually a pause that people will wait just so that, like, if we need to cut it out. But like, there were a lot of those. You guys did a lot of those, like, at the end of takes, just saying something about Steve that was terrible, and that one worked out. So I kept that one. I think there's another rat bastard somewhere. I don't know if it got in or not.
Heather says the secret is out. Yep, Steve has over 100 hit points. Might not go well for me. This might get all of a sudden really bloody if we have to be taken out. Steve's going to be taken out with the battle axe here.
Oh, I think that would not be fitting for the rating of this this show. Might change the tone a little.
Well, you know, Dave could have gone in that direction, but yes, fortunately, they returned to a magical direction, right?
Yes.
Now, this scene was again shot on
dimension door out of there. I said Dave would have tried a dimension door out of there. He's not squaring up with somebody with 100 hit points.
That's true.
That's a good one. Somebody could try. Yeah, somebody could try to escape a dimensional door at some point, and then, but not work.
That's a good one.
Or actually, it would also be good if somebody's like, if Dave decides, oh, I'm out of here. I'm going to cast invisibility, but he's just standing there.
That's like
but thinks he can no
the
longer
high
be
knees
seen.
whenever he sneaks off.
Yeah. Everyone just watches him slowly as he goes across the frame.
So this scene was another one that was shot on the very first day. This was still the first day of filming, because this is back at my house. Acantha's Shay and Acantha's cottage here. This is my living room. So we're in my living room here. And my house was still is an old country house, but I completely renovated the whole house to turn it into what I wanted it to be. The dungeon room, I got the hall, which is, I mean, you're seeing here in the living room for this. I have footage of this, but it's one of those things that I have never gotten around to editing. I edited the creation of my background here, my board game shelves. That's on the channel. Creating the dungeon is on the channel, but I'm going to have to get in to edit there's a whole lot of footage about tearing this house apart, putting it back together. But anyway, this is my living room. Yeah. It was a huge transformation. I wanted to be out there, but we'll see.
Who is it? Hi, Ben. Come on in. Door's open.
Is Shay here?
No, she's out. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah. You know a lot about magic, right?
It's my specialty.
Well, Shay said I should kill Steve with one of these spells.
Yeah, she told me about that.
I've been studying really hard, but my spell didn't work, and I'm not...
Implication being, of course, that the witches don't want these guys to actually go and commit murder. They're protecting them a little bit. So, like, yeah, let's just keep letting them think that they can use this for now.
So what kind of conversation did Shay have? Like, you can imagine that conversation, like Shay talking to Acantha. You're not gonna believe what just happened. Ben was over here and is trying to kill this guy with magic, right? So what was that conversation like? Heather says to renovate your house to look like Heath's life.
To Heathify it, as I would say.
Yeah, to Heathify the house. I like that.
Not really sure why.
What spell were you trying to cast?
Power word kill.
Here, let me see. All right. Could you see him?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you within range?
I love the starting it over.
I know, just those. Yep. Let's start doing this. You couldn't do that. It would have been like, it wouldn't have been. It would have crossed the line from being funny to boring if we went too far into that. So just like the first two questions, but yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's almost like you're connecting with technical support, trying to fix your router, and they're like, did you unplug it? And you get reconnected, and you have to come back, and they're like, well, did you unplug it, and plug it back in? Oh, yes.
Right, yeah. The whole list of questions. Is your monitor on right now? Can you see your mouse? Yeah, all of that good stuff. I also, there's two things in particular that I enjoy here. One of which is how helpful the witches actually have been to the main cultist quad, however you'd say that, because like I mean, you know, for all of the eye rolling that Shay does, like she still is actually involved, and you know, and Acantha as well is, you know, they both very much seem like they're there to help regardless of what's going on, and so I love that, you know, Acantha especially is like neutral ground for everybody. She's like, yeah, what's up? Let's talk. I also love the idea that they probably both know exactly how to drop bodies if they wanted to, but are also looking at this like, this might be a little too far.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, they did go to the orgy. Yeah, they did show up for that. They all right, you were doing what? All right, well, let's do that.
Range?
Totally. But I think what the problem is that Steve has more than 100 hit points.
Oh no, sweetie, think about it. His scrawny little buddy couldn't have 100 hit points. I think you're just not high enough level to cast Power Word Kill. Look, it's a 9th level spell.
Yeah. I guess you're right. I'll have to figure something else out.
See, and I like that. I mean, the way I was thinking about this is that, well, he comes in sad. So, you know, he comes in and he tried to cheer him up and stuff like that. And then, well, here's your problem. And then he's like, oh, what's going on? And she's like, well, I guess I'll keep this going because I don't want him to be sad. So, you know, I don't want him to kill this guy, but I also don't want him to be sad. So she has to generate another lie. I mean, you know, Shay's basically generated a lie for him. And so she covers for Shay's lie.
Right. A helpful lie.
Right. There was the lie going on, but then, you know, it didn't work and he comes back. So they're kind of caught in this lie. So she covers for Shay, but then he's sad. And, well, how do I fix him being sad? Well, generate a new lie.
How about...
It's also an interesting implication that she knows her way around this kind of a book. So
right.
It's like this, I guess this implies that she plays D&D too.
That is a great point.
Phantasmal Killer.
Probably wrote some of the spells.
Oh,
she might have. We need a good now we need to create like an Acantha or Shay custom spell for 5th edition. Like what you know, Acantha's whatever, you know, like Bigby's floating hand or something. Acantha's whatever.
Right.
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
You tap into the nightmares of a creature you can see within range and create an illusory manifestation of its deepest fears. Visible only to that creature. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed save, the target becomes frightened. But will that work?
Do you think Steve can make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, no, there's no way. He's really stupid. Says the frightened creature takes 4d10 psychic damage. That's perfect. That'll kill him.
Great.
I love his look there. Oh, that'll kill him.
We were talking about this earlier, before we went live, but like, or I guess I was, whatever. But like, another thing that's great about this character that you see in this moment is the fact that it's like what Sky was saying. You know, she's super helpful and she's super sweet, but then she's also someone who has probably like actually killed people before, and so the contrast between that, she's like this bubbly character that like, you know, is genuinely dangerous, so it makes her fun, and she did such a great job with capturing both of those ends.
Left Spin recommends Acantha's helpful spell servant. See, I was kind of thinking something like the unseen servant or something like that for her too. If you've got other ideas in the chat, let us know what kinds of spells, because that could be something to do on Morning Grind. Talk about spell creation and try to create some spells for them. That could be something to do then. That sounds like fun.
Okay, now on your way. Go have fun killing Steve.
Okay.
So, you know, she's happy again, but now she's sent off the problem, right? Okay, well, everybody's happy now. Okay, no, wait a minute, but I've generated a new problem here.
For now.
I think we should definitely, since Sky is here, jam out to the music, right?
Yes.
Everybody is party time. We still need to do a music video sometime.
Oh yeah, we have the footage for that.
and then watch you bleed. Actually, Sky, do you have do you have the lyrics for that? Because I've been asked for the lyrics. If you send them to me or something like that, I mean, we'll put them out. Oh my God! Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I know you're still there.
The main lyrics that you hear in the can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I hit the wrong thing. I was trying to get us back, and I hit the wrong thing.
Okay.
I took you out for a second.
No problem. The lyrics that you hear in the end of the episode are "Cut you open and watch you bleed, like a vampire. We need to feed. We're looking normal, but we're not what we seem. We're human animals. We're the cultists."
Now you all
there
know.
We go. Now we know. That's important. We've got Shay's biting tongue or rolling eyes. Shay's biting tongue is a pretty cool spell.
It's like
name.
Vicious Mockery.
And Molly says, Molly says, hold on. It's giving bye-bye, boys. Have fun storming the castle energy. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And Sky, how long did the song creation take?
I think roughly 3 days. It's like I enjoy creating music, and so fortunately I had fun with it, but that there was no studio that I was able to get into for the time being, and I was on a time crunch, and so I did the whole thing in between finagling like all these kind of wires in between like all my different musical equipment, like guitars, this electric drum set, my amp, and all doing it through some generic music app on a phone. And that was the most difficult part. Was there was one point where I couldn't listen and play at the same time, and so I just had to hit play and record, and then I had to just guess the tempo as it came through, and so it took me a while. But once I got that part out of the way, the rest of it fell together, and then I sent it out to them.
And like I said, and it came in at just the right time, because we were looking for some other music, and then Sky was like, "I got it, it's here," and it was like the perfect time to edit into season. I was back in season 1 to edit into those. And I love that we have it.
Should we tell the rest of the happy birthday story?
I was about to say, tell the rest of the happy birthday story. I'm going to go down for just a second. I'm going to leave you two.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like at the patio where we were filming, someone had a birthday party, I guess. There was a bunch of confetti. And so what... did I first do it while we were there at the patio? I have a terrible memory.
I think you did. I think you just like walked up and you were like, "Hey," I'm like, thinking like, "Oh, did I mess up a line?" And you were like, "Happy birthday." I was like,
I just gave you a little piece of confetti. So then I was like, I'm going to really mess with them. And so then I picked up another one. I put it in my pocket and I kept it. And so the next day we were filming at a different location, right? So we're not the place where the happy birthday was. We were filming at the lake where those scenes. And so we're in the middle of shooting and just randomly Sky's sitting down and I come over to him. I was like, "Hey, Sky." And I gave him the confetti. I was like, "Happy birthday." And that's how it started.
Yeah, I swear I looked around. Was like, there's no way. To say it like, where did you find that? That's also like that is why I talked about the I had to find something to mess with you about, like the mint ice cream, because like for those who may not know Brianna da Silva, she is one of the nicest people I have ever met. She was so kind and patient with all of us on set. She was extremely helpful, and so naturally I have to find something to poke with, to poke at for somebody that nice. I'm like, I gotta get them a little bit, and just nothing. She wouldn't break. She just the whole time. He was like, "Oh yeah, the mint ice cream thing," and I'm like, "No, you
couldn't destroy me."
But oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that was fun because I also greatly enjoy pranks and messing with people. So I may be nice, but I also have a mischievous side. And I was like, haha, I found a victim. So that was pretty great.
Man, yeah, it got me because I didn't expect it. I just expected you to continue to be like, oh, here's this next thing, and make sure you do these things. And I'm like, oh, helping out. And then she's like, by the way, happy birthday. And I'm like, huh? What?
But so the way that the battle of our wills and wits left off was that it was all over, right? And we rapped, and we had a rap party, and then I gave you a card.
I remember having to stop because we drove over there together, and we had to stop. We had to stop at the drugstore or whatever to so you're like, I gave a birthday card.
I got it. I gave him something. At first you were like, can I should I open this later? Because you were like, it was kind of awkward for a second because it was like, are you about to, was like giving you something private that other people couldn't see? And I was like, no, go ahead and open it. So Sky, why don't you tell everyone what was in the card?
Well, see the card. I was looking for it because I can't see it if it's here, but I still have the card, by the way.
That is fantastic.
It's not directly in front of me, and I thought I had it here, but I can't find it. But yeah, she got me a happy birthday card. It was exactly like she described it, where I was like, what is, and I opened it up. I'm like, I just opened it, and immediately I'm like, oh.
And the icing on the cake was, do you remember what I wrote in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm still trying to find it right now, and I can't find it. But there's a little happy birthday in there.
Something, and I said something about. I just wanted you to know how much you meant to me.
Yeah, meant to me. Yeah, man.
So I won. At least that's where it left off.
You won. I mean, that was a great way to win.
So what do you want to talk about? Oh, we were saying earlier, do you guys want to see which of us has who has the better flag? Vote. You can't really see mine. Anyway.
I've got 2 or 3 pirate flags hanging up in here, and
nice.
Plan on getting more.
What have you been up to lately, Sky? Is there anything that you've been doing lately that is
that you wish to share with us?
I've had a couple things in the works. I'm moving here pretty soon, and I'm going to be getting closer to a couple of people, and we have Heath, I've spoken to you about this before. We have plans down the line to actually start posting stuff ourselves online, as far as like music and skits and gaming and stuff like that. And nice. That's all finally starting to come together. We have worked the funds together. We have moved close enough while still being able to keep jobs here and there that we can actually, like, so this upcoming year we're going to start posting some of our own stuff online. But that's been the main focus. Plus, I've been DMing a campaign for the last year as well.
Ooh, nice.
D&D campaign.
So we're going to. Just kidding. If Brianna and Sky, if you want to stay with us, after the close here, that's fine. Okay. But we're going to close out the live stream here, and we're going to do this with Goodnight Sword. And Goodnight Sword is the book that I wrote that is obviously it's the medieval takeoff of Goodnight Moon. Adam Botsford illustrated it, and the lovely Brianna da Silva did provide the audio narration for it and helped with the animation as well. So we're going to conclude here with Goodnight Sword. I'm gonna put it up. I will take us down. Everyone can watch Goodnight Sword. It is also on YouTube. If you're looking for it later, you can watch that and enjoy. So I need to turn off the music, and then we will bring up Goodnight Sword.
Goodnight Sword.
And we will sign off,
Written
everybody.
By E.H. Robinson.
Enjoy.
Illustrated by Adam M. Botsford. Narrated by Brianna da Silva. Part of the Tales of Rabavania. Goodnight Sword. Goodnight Gourd. Good night, guards who keep us all safe. Good night, dagger. And the iron hauberk. Good night, cheese. Good night, keys. Good night, elm. And good night, helm. Good night, squire. And good night, liar. Good night, shield. And good night to the lance only the gallant wield. Good night, banner. And good night, jewel. Good night, gruel. Good night, knights. And good night to the old soldier who says time's been cruel. Good night, maiden fair, whose favor I bear. Good night, rabbits everywhere.